Okay.
With Neil not being here, I think you're pretty much sorted for Class 1.
It's a shame that he's not come back. We were having good battles at every event, but just things. I think he's went up to the 600, so hopefully we might do the same at the end of the year and see what happens. I don't know. We'll see.
So obviously he's not there to bother you, I guess. Is it see what you can do to annoy some faster cars today?
Pretty much, aye. See what we can get on. There's another boy in the class as well, and I think he did the space side, so we'll hopefully try and keep him behind us. But I'd like to try and see what I can do against some of the R2 cars.
With Niall Cowan Jr.'s MG away undergoing an upgrade to a 1600 engine, Scott Peacock and Robin Neal just needed a solid run to secure the Class 1 title. Despite Scott feeling the car was down on power, backed up by its smokiness from the outside, they would cruise home to another finish.
So right 4, left 4 and right 6 and turn left 8 in. So car 11 somewhere about here. Okay. So left 8 in, 60, right 4 in, 50, left 6 in over crest, to long right 2 tightens to 7 in. So right 2 tightens to 7.
4 would start, but only 3 would finish. Fraser Smith is making a case for the unluckiest man in Scottish rallying. This time fuel pump failure, forcing the Civic out. Taking their first finish since the Scottish, Nicky Addison and Rachel Matheson were delighted with third. Although live on the final stage, they tried their best not to make it.
Aye.
Navigator's pencil will be well and truly stuck in the thigh now.
Oh,
Concentrate.
oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no!
Second in class for the 4th event in a row, it was another consistent run for Caroline Carslaw, reunited with Charlie Sayer-Payne. Caroline taking on board the lessons she learned from BRC champion Matt Edwards in Argyll.
Hoping for a good run anyway. Looks like it's going to be quite slippy, so just try and consolidate our position today, I think. See what we can do.
Taking a 4th class win in a row along with the top junior honours, Jude McDonald and Michael Cruikshank's Fabia did the business again. It wasn't all plain sailing, the diff oil overheating on the longer stages and Jude backing off to preserve it. Skoda did make an oil cooler for the car. The issue has been tracking one down. The hunt continues. John and Megan O'Kane's difficult year continued, the Escort falling off the road in SS3.
I think we're off.
Tied on points going into this round in the class with Douglas Watt. This is going to be some battle.
Okay, we'll have a go at it and see how we get round, and we'll see what it is at the end of the day. We're still here at the end of the day. Well, all the best, you know. We'll try our bit anyway. And
he's got Finland training now behind him, so you know.
Yeah, he's been cheating away, getting practicing and all that stuff, you know. So no, he had a good time out there. I think he was telling me, aye. Yeah.
Flying all day, Paddy Munro dominated the class for 95% of the event. Unfortunately, the final stage would catch him out, falling off the road into retirement just beyond our live position. No one was hurt, and the car was relatively undamaged, just stuck. He thinks it's unfair that you've had a recce in Finland.
I was just a shakedown in Finland.
That must have been some experience for you, Douglas.
A great experience, really fast roads, great stages. First stage was quite a Scottish stage, to be honest with you. It was quite a wee bit narrow and twisty, it was good, yeah, it was good,
And yeah, you got to take the fight to Paddy today. You tied on points coming out. There's 2 events left. It's crunch time.
We'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Tired after the journey home, but just to see if we get a finish today and see where we are.
It's got to help you though. You got to be right in tune with gravel at this point.
Hopefully, hopefully. I haven't seen the DVD or anything yet, so
right.
One of these ones. Home on Thursday afternoon. Thing with the car, and then back up here on Friday. So
not a lot of sleep then.
Not a lot of sleep. Pretty tired.
Fresh from their unforgettable Rally Finland experience, Douglas Watt and Ian Parker strangely found the Grampian to be tougher than the Thousand Lakes. Losing the cam belt in SS4, they buzzed the fix together with cable ties and were amazed when they passed Paddy on the final stage. The White Mark II grabbing a class win for the first time in the season. This puts them into the top spot and makes them favourites for the class title on the final round. Ian Milne had son Sandy back in the hot seat for the Grampian, and it was another good run. The only blemish was a puncture in SS4 when they ran over someone's exhaust pipe in the middle of the road. Ernie Lee had done some more work on the BMW's exhaust system before this event and was happy with how the car was running. A broken spring on the second loop stymied the attack a little, but the BMW would take second in class for the second event in a row.
Now, there's a man that enjoys his rallying.
Breaking an engine mount on the opening loop, Tom Coftry's Galant underwent major surgery at service to stay in the event. Once fixed, the big Mitsubishi would once again take the class win to make it a perfect 5 out of 5 this season. Sadly, Michael Renton's 306 would lose an argument with a tree in SS2. It's not been your year. You had a good run in the Tyneside and the Micra, obviously bedding in with a new navigator. This is the home event. Come on, this has got to be the one where it works.
I really, really hope so.
Hope I haven't put the curse of death on it again, Johnny.
You better not have. But no, yeah, as you say, everything went well last weekend, but that was in the Micra. But yeah, just hoping to keep that streak of luck going, I guess. So yeah, just we'll find out.
Third in class and more importantly seeing the finish, Johnny Mackay and Emily Easton Page were happy with their day's work, especially considering it was only their second rally as a team. Johnny regaining his confidence after such a hard season.
And long 5 right in, tight 6 left, and late 5 right into the crest, into 4 left, and 1 tight 4 left in.
I don't want to put the pressure on, but I think if you have a good day today, Lindsay, you could be Scottish Ladies Champion at the end of it.
Yep, that's the plan. Get it home nice, clean run today, that's the plan anyway.
It's been a really, really good year. New car, and you've sat and you've learned it, you're getting quicker all the time, you're starting to get to the point where you can start annoying Jude with the times as well.
I hope so, I hope to get there. Next year definitely. We need to keep an eye on his times next year.
Second in class was enough for Lindsay Henderson to wrap up the 2019 Scottish Ladies title. The R2T performing well once again. Lindsay now has the junior title to fight for over the final round, the Galloway Hills.
It's been fantastic, it's been really good. We've had a good clean season, car's been reliable, it's been good.
So obviously just the Galloway Hills left now. I see you're doing the 75 miles for that.
Yeah, we're going to give it a bash and see how we get on, see how it turns out. So
sounds good. You've also got a chance at the junior championship, I understand.
Yeah, we've got a chance, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully luck's on our side.
It's going to be pretty wet and slippy, which for our car is quite a nice thing. Mist won't be very nice if it's there. We don't really like that. But yeah, we just try and go as hard as we can, see what the surface is like, and see what the car is feeling like. if it feels good, we go harder. If it doesn't feel very good, you kind of back off a little bit. So, yeah, we'll see what it's like.
The in-car from Argyll was amazing. The speed that you, and especially with your first time out with Craig, I mean, now that you're kind of used to each other, it can only go up, surely.
Well, yeah, so we click really quickly actually, and I think obviously different people take longer to gel. I think from the start, like his timing and stuff with the notes is really good, so it gave me the confidence to push kind of from the word go. So I don't feel that actually there was really a hindrance, kind of him being a new co-driver at all in Argyll. So I think kind of his confidence there, the stages were really good, and the car felt good, so we're kind of going as hard as we can. So hopefully the same will happen today, and it'll all just click, and we'll get on with it, and hopefully no rocks on the roads.
Over 2 minutes up at the finish, Bobby Mitchell and Craig Wallace avenged their Argyll retirement with a dominant class win and a solid 22nd overall.
Into left 2 in over crest, 60, crest and keep left over crest and right 1, braking 80, crest left 4.
Right 1 then crest left 4, yeah?
Braking 80 then crest left 4. Then 100 down, braking right 1, 40, long left 6 over 50 keep in, and right 3. C240. So right 3 and C240.
The last stage was claiming quite a few victims in 2019. Rue Campbell is about to become another, right in front of our camera. The Sunbeam was another car to be not badly damaged, but beached and out of the event. Also retiring, Mark McCulloch and Michael Hendry had blasted off into the two-wheel drive lead early on. Unfortunately, a broken half shaft would force them out in SS5. John Brownie and Gordon Ritchie were the only non-escort crew to finish in their cadet. John really enjoying the stages on the way to 5th in class. Fourth in class, Alistair Brearley was also full of praise for the event, saying it was the best event he'd done all year. Third in class and 19th overall was the best performance we've seen so far from Bob Adamson and Jane Nichol in their Mark II.
Robert Adamson.
Gaudies of Clubmen.
Niall was saying to me that it's decided now that don't worry about getting the car home, just go for it.
Just go for it. It's all duck or no dinner now.
And this two-wheel drive championship, that's what you need to do, is go for it. So
there's no two ways about it. We're going to have to go hard or go home.
Second in class at the finish, Paul McErlane and Niall McKenna had suffered with a day-long misfire and a spin. They headed into the Galloway Hills, still in with a chance of both the class and two-wheel drive titles. It's going to be a great final round.
Oh, beautiful. Go on yourself.
Yeah, it's kind of wide open and fast, as long as we can be fast as well. There's a few others that will be today, so it'll be a good battle.
And obviously the two-wheel drives are still really tight with, there's about 5 of you all in it that can still win it, especially if Ian has a bad day.
Yeah, I think it's fairly open yet, but I think Ian's striding ahead now.
I guess you just got to try and catch it.
We'll just do our thing and see what happens.
13 seconds ahead at the finish, Duncan MacDonald and Neil Ross avenged their loss to the Irish crew in Argyll. This result enough for Neil to wrap up the co-drivers class championship. Now Duncan needs to try and do the same on the Galloway Hills. Keir Beaton would unfortunately only manage one corner in SS1 before the prop shaft would snap, putting him out.
Yeah, we had a little problem doing the test yesterday. At least I got a few runs in it, and then the engine, I think the bottom end went in the engine. So the company Tata Motorsport have taken their second car up from Wales. So they sorted that out late last night and drove it here today, and that's the first time we've sat in it. So.
I mean, you could drive an Evo and a Subaru pretty sideways. We've seen this in the past, so this might be not too bad for you.
I think so. I mean, my driving style is, I do quite like it, sort of, tail happy. But it's a different animal in this thing, especially with the conditions today, wet and slippy. First stage will be a learning curve, but we're just out for a bit of fun.
Trying a Mark II for the first time, Chris Colley and Gary McDonald had already blown an engine on the press day. The replacement car didn't fare much better, and they were out in SS2. Jamie McIntyre would officially retire in SS3 with mechanical dramas. The car was towed back to service, repaired, and he would run the rest of the day in the practice event. Unfortunately, he would become a victim of Macombi Corner. Third in class at the finish, Keith Robertson and Stephen Brown were just happy to see the end after the car had failed on SS1 of Rally Finland.
Yeah, we'll just have to go for drive as fast as we can and just hope the conditions don't catch us out, hopefully.
Obviously Ian's there, Ian's had a very good year with that car, but if he has a problem, you're right there.
Oh yeah, if he has any slip-ups at all, we're straight in, there's no question about it. And we will be as well, we'll make sure we are.
Second in class at the finish, Gordon Murray had announced his retirement from rallying after he finished the Grampian. There were some sceptics, and they were right. He's entered the Galloway Hills.
We're in a funny position in the championship where don't necessarily need to win any more two-wheel drives, but you can't go approaching an event like that, so we'll be trying our hardest.
10th overall and taking both the two-wheel drive and Class 1, Ian Wilson and Chris Williams had suffered with a puncture early on before producing another classic fight back. Ian's home rally wraps up the season. Will he wrap up the two-wheel drive championship too? On his first event since the Speyside, Matthew Thompson would slip off into a ditch in SS2. Mike Grant and Graham Kelman would take their first finish of the year. It wasn't an easy finish. No third gear all day was compounded by a blown turbo on the last two stages. Brett McKenzie and Susan Shanks would also struggle to the finish. No intercom early on was rectified, but then the car would start to lose power. Fourth in the Subaru Cup was their reward.
Brett McKenzie. Susan Shanks.
Mike Moats had Matthew Johnson in the hot seat for the Grampian. Third in the Cup at the finish was a solid first result as a team. Taking his best Cup finish of the season so far, Paul Collins really enjoyed the Grampian stages on his way to second at the finish.
Aye.
Hold me back.
Gordon Hasty sit beside him. 1 year old
Aye.
navigator.
Yeah, Gordon navigated for me.
59. There you go, Paul Collins. Robert Wood.
We'll push a wee bit more. I can push a wee bit more, but they'll be wanting to get a finish first on this one. So, it's good to have more competition on the Subaru Cup because there's not been much. But it's
And how's the first year of four-wheel drive been then?
good. Still getting the grip set. Feeling a lot more confident the last two events. So just keep building it up and see how we go.
It would be yet another win for Max and Callum Redpath as their fantastic season continues. Finishing with just 3 functioning brakes and no intercom, they were delighted to be awarded the John Horton Star Drive Award for their efforts. Marty Scott's return to the SRC wouldn't last long, falling off the road in SS3. Aileen and John Forrest had a character building rally this time out. Master switch problems in the second loop meant no intercom for the notes, and John was forced to hold the switch in place. This meant his hand was where the gear stick was, and Aileen would have to fight to change gear. They did make it to the finish, however, in 48th overall.
With John, husband and wife. Now there's a really nice story